Carlo.
Hello, Tina.
What?
What are you doing?
Do you think I'm going to let you in here right after you had Cord beaten up?
No, but I didn't have anything to do with that. Tina,
what's that? Bull. That's bull. We know you had something to do with it. We just can't prove it.
I know better than to think I could scare Cord away from you, which is why I haven't tried. Thank you. But if I made you the right offer, you might end your relationship with him, correct?
Now I'm starting to see where Johnny gets his insanity. Carlo, I love Cord.
But you love a lot of other things too, Tina, don't you? Just look at this before you say another word.
Bam! Hey, Chick, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Is there anybody else here?
No.
I came down here to stop you from acting like an idiot.
Hey, I know what I'm doing, okay?
Okay, yeah, then just put the gun down, okay?
Well, here's my old buggy right here. I guess I better get on over to the studio, and you better get to Ace's.
We haven't talked about our trip to Washington together, and I really don't want to wait till after New Year's.
Yeah, well, look, why don't I go to the studio, check my schedule there, then I'll talk to you later.
All right. Listen, if you're changing your mind about it and you've decided that you really don't want to go, it's all right. I just can't wait any longer. I'm afraid the trail to my father will dry up.
Yeah. No, I understand.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bo? What are you reading? Who is it?
It's me.
Just a minute. Okay, Max, come in. Hello. What do you want?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to
I don't know what to say. I've made several calls around, and I finally found a repairman who has the part we need for the boiler. So it looks like you and Al can go back home, because the heat will be on probably by the end of the afternoon.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I need you to be out of here in a hurry.
You know, if you would loosen up, get comfortable, we might be able to work our way out of the corner we're in.
Yeah. You're right, we need to work things out. And we should do it while Al is busy.
But there's a look in your eye and tone in your voice that tells me that anything you want to talk about will be far too premature.
No, it's not premature.
I think it is. And I don't want to hear it.
Okay, fine. Then I'll do it without your consent.
Max, what are you going to do?
Listen, make up your mind. You said you didn't want to hear it.
Max, I love you. And I'm trying to stop you from making this rash decision because you're hurt and because you're angry. This isn't it for us. It's just another chapter. The book isn't over yet.
Do you find the legalese difficult to follow?
Well, I get the drift. You want to bribe me to end my relationship with Cord.
That amount does not even include child support. That is your reward for allowing the child to be brought up as a Hesser.
Great, Carlo. Tell me now, how do gangsters raise their children? When they're teething, do you get a gun to teeth on, or what?
Don't insult me, Tina. Remember, I know all about you. Your reputation, how you chose to lead this crummy life of yours. Why Cord Roberts is still interested in you is beyond me.
You leave Cord out of this. Here's your document. The answer is no. Never. So what are you gonna do, Carlo? Have me beaten up now?
What, Tina, what? You are a vessel that carries a very precious cargo. You will have a safe journey to birth, Tina. But if you do not allow me to enter into my grandchild's life,
Then what?
then you will discover that your time other than mothering is spent in court. If you and Cord Roberts marry and attempt to adopt the child, I will hound you injunction after injunction after injunction
Carlo, you are
after
blowing
injunction.
smoke. We went to a lawyer, we had this checked out, and we know that as a grandfather you have no legal rights.
Yes, but there's no case on book yet. I'm prepared to spend a fortune, Tina, to make it a fact. To take it to the Supreme Court, Hesser versus Roberts, all the way to the Supreme Court.
That is insane.
Then why put yourself into it, Tina? It's too much money and time wasted when you could be spending it on life. I don't even think there's an atmosphere for happy marriage with something like that.
Do you know, Carlo, that you've already won and you don't know it yet?
What do you mean?
I mean that I'm not here in this apartment because I have nowhere else to go. I'm here because I'm trying to get away from Cord. I'm not going to marry him, Carlo. So that means you don't have to worry about any little adoption thing. So why don't you just leave him alone and leave me alone?
Tina, then why are you being so difficult? This is all I wanted to hear.
Just know that the only reason that I'm doing this is to save Cord's life. You know, it's amazing to me that the only reason that I slept with your son was to save Cord's life.
Tina, I fervently hope that when the child is born, you'll see what a warm and loving grandfather I can be. And you'll consider yourself part of my family. Just as Jake Harrison has discovered that... Tina, I'm not the monster you think.
What, this is a note from the hotel manager. He just wants to remind me to pay my garage bill.
You?
Mm-hmm.
You mean your father charges you for your hotel room and to park your car in the garage?
Well, no, it's not Ace. It's not my father. It's Buchanan Enterprises.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, no wonder he's so rich.
Yeah, it is. It's the same corporation that's going to come down on your head if you don't get to work.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. You have a good day.
Thanks, you
Goodbye.
too. Bye. All right, I'm alone now. You here?
Bo Buchanan?
Yeah. And you are?
Alex's father. Nat Olanov, a.k.a. Shadowman. What's the matter? You don't believe it's really me?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I believe it's you. I've seen your picture. It's a pleasure. Why didn't you come out when Alex was here?
I wanted to. I wanted to rush out here and gather her up in my arms and hold her tight. Can't believe how beautiful she's become. I mean, she was lovely 10 years ago, but she has matured into a real beauty. She seems like a very nice person. Is that true?
Yes. Oh, that's true. That's true, but why the hell are you asking me this? You should be talking to her right now.
We can't. Not yet. Maybe never, but certainly not now. I'm taking an enormous risk even talking to you, Mr. Buchanan.
Well, then why did you contact me?
Because you have got to stop Alex's foolish venture of love and loyalty. It may very well get all three of us killed. Now, that's a pretty hefty price to pay for a reunion, don't you think?
Well, how did you find me, huh? Follow my footprints in the snow or something?
No, Gloria called me, said she was worried about you. Said you bought a gun and left with it. So I figured you'd come down here.
She didn't know I bought a gun.
Oh, really? Then why did she tell me that?
She must have checked my pockets when I was sleeping out.
Lucky, it wasn't that hard to figure out. All of a sudden, you got all this money. You're running around town, throwing it all over the place, buying us expensive presents.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even tell her where you got it from.
Yeah, I did. I told her I want a football pool. Huh?
Oh, yeah, she bought that. You know, you're a lousy liar. You look too guilty, and you're a lousy shot, too. You're going to get yourself in some big trouble, Lucky.
All right, hey, listen, I might be a little rusty. I haven't been to the amusement park in a long time.
This isn't an amusement park. This is for real, Lucky. Please.
Look, Jake, you remember what Ace's deal was, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't to kill Carlo. It was just to get near him to scare him so he'll get out of town. I think I can do that.
You can't aim straight, Lucky. What happens if you hit him, huh?
Well, that wouldn't be too bad now, would it?
Lucky. Go ahead. Go ahead. You take a shot, all right? You tell me where you're going to aim and then just shoot. Go on.
All right. 3 inches off his left earlobe, okay?
Yeah. Let's see this. Hey, both hands. Use
what?
Use both hands
Ow,
to
don't
steady
yell.
the thing. What do you? It's a heavy gun. You're gonna.
Hey, I don't need both hands.
Just.
All right, here we go.
Nice shooting, cowboy.
Okay, so I ain't no Sundance Kid.
Do me a favor. Call Besa. Just tell him you changed your mind. Just say you changed your mind.
I'm not gonna do that, Jake. Hey, listen, I can't even get a decent job in this town. I'm tired of living off of Gloria's waitress tips, okay?
I think she would prefer that much more than this stupid scheme of yours, Lucky.
I'm tired of you coming down on me, Jake. I may not be as smart as you, but I'm not as dumb either, okay?
Okay, listen. I'm not calling you dumb, okay? I'm not saying you're dumb. I just don't think that you have thought through this thing. Now, what happens if Carlo Hesser just doesn't understand that you're just trying to, you know, wing him or scare him out of town or something like that? What then?
Oh, I'll just plead mercy to his daughter or your wife.
Oh, you know?
Hey, listen. Since you're here, you want to help me and teach me how to shoot this thing and aim right? If you don't, then just get the hell out of here.
Okay. Fine.
Hey, thanks, pal.
Hey. I'll show you what to do here. Otherwise, half the town is going to end up in the hospital. But you got to promise me one thing. Before you try this,
yeah,
you're going to call me and tell me, all right? Promise.
I can't promise that, okay?
All right.
Don't you see these are the last pages of our book? Our book is almost over, except for our incredible little boy. It's almost over.
Darling, I know why you're behaving this way. It's because you saw me with Tony again, but I swear I didn't know he was going to bring Al back from Andy's. I was sick. I'd passed out, and the doctor revived me.
Please. You don't have to do that anymore, okay? It wasn't because you're sick. It's because you were in in your underwear, about to make love to Tony, your lies, I want to sell the house.
Our home? Max, that's where we found each other again.
Yes, that's why I have to sell the house and get rid of the memories.
You can't.
Listen, since it will be only the two of you, you don't need that big space, okay? You can get a 2-bedroom near the school, and I'll get an apartment, and we'll be fine.
How can you do this to Al? You've already taken his father away from him. How can you take his home away from him?
Listen, I didn't take his father away from him. You threw me away.
This has got nothing to do with Al. He loves that house. He feels very secure there. With everything we've put him through, we're now going to dump even more on him. You can't arbitrarily take away everything from your son just because you're angry at me.
Okay, you're right. I didn't think this one out, right? I was too rash. You're right. It would be just the wrong thing for me to force him to move out of the house. So we won't do it now, all right?
Thank you.
Now, as for the divorce, I hope we can do this painlessly, without your histrionics.
Do you still want a divorce?
I have to. For my sanity and for my heart. Don't you see that?
Well, I won't give you one. I can't. You don't want it either. Give us time, Max. We need time.
I can't anymore. Now, I understand that this may be all a sickness and you can't help yourself. That you can't distinguish between power and money and love. But I can't live with that anymore. I can't live with a woman I don't trust. And I hate to say this, but you've proven that ever since I met you. And I can't live with you because I don't trust you.
So what are you saying, Carlo, that Jake has changed his mind about you?
Yes. Jake Harrison has finally discovered that my daughter, Charlotte, is a very nice person.
Oh.
And raised to be that way by me. Now, Tina, those same qualities that Jake Harrison now sees in me are the thing that I want you to see.
Carlo, I want you to leave me alone. Look, maybe after I have the baby, I will be able to give you a break or something, but right now, I can't.
Tina, we could cover so much territory by then. Let me tell you a dream I have.
And then you'll leave? Okay.
John Jr. is...
Wait a second. I am not naming this baby John Jr.
Tina, please, this is my dream. My grandchild's name is...
Okay, I get it.
You, John Jr., and I go to the Riviera to get away from the winter cold. Jake and Charlotte decide to join us. And guess what? Charlotte makes an announcement. She's pregnant. And soon, hola, there's a little girl, grandchild, too.
Carlo, your dream is so far-fetched. You know that the only reason that Jake is married to Charlotte is because he's waiting for her to regain her eyesight. That means that they're not in love. That means that they're not going to have children.
I hope their marriage is happy, true, and fruitful.
Well, fine.
But I, for one, don't want you to purchase the tickets to the Riviera because I'm not going, and neither is this baby. And by then, I hope to God that you're in jail.
I suggest you think over the offers I made you. The one for a reward, and the other to keep you miserable for years.
Jake, hi, this is Tina. Listen, I hope you get this message in your office soon because I really need to see you.
Are you sure you're not being just a little bit melodramatic here, Mr. Olanov?
No.
Well, then why aren't you telling this to Alex?
I can't. Maybe someday I'll be able to show up again in her life and surprise her, and we can be united again, father and daughter, and have years together. But unfortunately, it can't be now.
Why not? No, why? Please, just explain yourself to me.
I presume you know that I'm a scientist.
Yeah, and your work fell into the wrong hands. You ended up testifying against these people, and then you went to the witness protection program.
Where I still am. A research scientist doing very important work. Now, at all cost, I must be allowed to finish that work.
So your daughter might interfere with that? You got some real priority problems here. You've let them interfere with you for 10 years.
You have no right to judge me. You don't know all the facts.
Please, give them to me.
I can't. You don't know who is involved here and the dangers they present. Alex's search has alerted these people to the fact that I can be found. I mean, if she finds me, they find me. Got it? Now, please, just take care of my daughter by doing what I ask you.
You know what my instinct is here? My instinct is to go straight to your daughter and to tell her about this little meeting.
Good morning.
What's good about it?
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
That's all right. I was a little late myself.
So? Oh, you're reading the Hartford Hotel contract.
Yep, that's right.
Well, we already completed the deal on that, remember?
Well, maybe I wasn't reading it. Maybe my concentration is the pits. Maybe my loving wife holed up upstairs because of a broken boiler has affected my concentration.
Maybe you should take the morning off and go jogging or something.
I was up at dawn. I've been running in the cold, thank you very much.
Oh. So this is a case of terminal tension, huh?
No, tension till I get the divorce.
Divorce?
Oh, please don't tell me you like my wife. You got a problem with the word? You sound exactly like my loving wife, holed up upstairs because of a broken boiler! Now, why I want to know something. Why is divorce such a dirty word? I mean, to you, to my wife, to anyone.
Because it's a final and sudden decision on your part, Max.
Yeah, I think I know that. I don't want to be with her anymore.
So get a legal separation.
Why? Our marriage is a joke. I want a divorce.
Gabrielle, darling. Mother? Yes. Mother.
Gabrielle.
Quick, get in.
Oh, it's nice to see you, too.
Anybody see you?
Well, no, of course not. Only the butler who showed me where your room was.
Oh, good, good. Well, then you can sneak out the way you came in and I'll still have a chance. Okay?
A chance to what?
Well, I can't explain it all right now, but you have to get out of here immediately. Go to my house and destroy the boiler for me.
Oh, yes, I know about all that. Look, when I couldn't find you, I rang over here looking for Max, and Nigel told me you'd had a bit of bother with the boiler.
Yes, but they're going to fix it, and if they fix it, then I'll have to leave here. But I've got to stay here, because then I'm close to Max, and I'm close to the Buchanans, and I'll will him back. Mom, please, I'm asking you. I know I ask you a lot of things, but you really, really have got to do this. You've got to go and break that bloody bloody boiler so it doesn't get fixed.
I have no idea how to do that.
Well, there's a hammer. There's a hammer in the left drawer, so just use your imagination. I know you can think of something. Please, please.
Oh, all right.
Oh, you are the best. All right. Let me check and see if there's anybody here. Okay. Coast is clear. Go out the back way, all right?
The back? I don't even know how to find my way out the front, let alone the back. How am I supposed to burst a boiler?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take out my anger on you. You've been nothing but sweet, nice, and lovely to me.
You're in a lot of pain, Max. I understand that. I forgive you. But for heaven's sake, slow down. What's the big rush?
Why?
Have you ever made a mistake? Have you ever made a decision out of emotion and then realized that you had to change your mind?
Hey, let me ask you something, Counselor. Have you ever been married?
Well, I don't know what that has to do with it, but no, I haven't.
Can you conceive being married to someone and that someone has systematically been lying to you? Then conniving behind your back when it comes to money and power, and then has an affair with someone you know and trust and who you consider to be your friend? You think you could forgive them and stay married to them?
No, I don't. Paint a terrible picture of Gabrielle.
I don't mean to. It's just, I'm afraid that's who she's become lately. She hasn't always been this way. You know, and I feel guilty and responsible because years ago I really hurt her badly.
Well, how has she changed?
Oh, I don't know. Money has become more important to her than anything else, including love. Would you believe that?
Are you sure? I mean, I really doubt that she thinks that her value system is like that.
How would you know? Are you on her payroll?
No, of course not, Max. I'm afraid that you are too stubborn to consider anything that I'm saying to you.
Depends what you're saying, doesn't it? If you're asking me if I'm going to forgive Gabrielle, no, I'm afraid that's a miracle that's not going to happen.
Maybe you know best. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm looking for too many miracles now.
What are you talking about?
I have a father that I haven't seen in 10 years. And I'm trying to reunite myself with him.
Does he want to be reunited?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. He's been living underground, and he's been hiding from me and any semblance of normal life, and I'm in the process of trying to track him down. I'm actually closer than I've ever been before.
Well, that's great, Alex. I'm sorry. I just don't see the connection between that and me and Gabrielle.
I believe that life doesn't necessarily happen at random, and that sometimes it gives you gifts. I just don't want you to let your pride stand in the way of any possible love or miracles you could have for yourself.
Mr. Buchanan, I know about your young wife. I know how she was killed in the middle of Fred Porter's misguided scheme. I'm sorry. But if you don't do exactly as I tell you, Alex is going to be killed too. Now, I don't know what else I can say. I don't know how to make you believe me. Except for my work. Alex is the only thing I've really loved in my whole life.
Well, then I guess there's really not, there's not anything else I can do. But if I find out that this is nothing but a smokescreen for some other purpose...
No. My only purpose is to finish my work. And to keep the three of us alive.
And this scientific work of yours, it's of a humanitarian nature, I take it?
Most definitely. So, will you take care of my little girl? And will you keep her off my case?
Yeah. I'll give it my best shot.
Thank you.
Will I hear from you again?
Nathaniel Olanov. Who is he?
A scientist, an inventor, a brilliant man, but a troubled man. We go back many years.
Well, where do you suggest that I begin looking for him?
The Witness Protection Program.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I'm a lawyer. I'm not a magician.
You represent me, Robin. You have my reputation and my money to deal right and left with. If you think you're going to fail this assignment, then I'll fire you now and save us both a lot of time.
I'm not saying that I can't. It's just, well, I'm still new at all this, okay? I very much want to be employed by you.
I'll assist you. I'll answer your questions. But I will not tolerate a negative attitude.
I understand. Question number one, why is it so important that we find this man?
I'm developing a plan to avenge my son's death. I believe Olanov can help. Yes?
Daddy?
Coming, Charlotte. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Daddy. I'd like you to meet Amanda Martin. She's an RN. She's been helping me out while Jake isn't around. This is my father, Carlo Hesser.
Oh, hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
Amanda, a pleasure. Charlotte, Amanda, I'd like you to meet my new right arm and lawyer, Robin Squire.
How do you do?
Hi, nice to meet you. Amanda, I'd like to talk to my father for a while alone.
Okay.
You know, it's noon. Why don't you both go downstairs and have lunch on me, huh?
Sure. We'll call you when we're through and see if you're ready for us.
Good. They're gone. How is your sight today?
It's wonderful. It's perfect. Daddy, it's really bad.
Oh, Charlotte. Oh, how exciting.
It is exciting. So exciting, it's really hard to keep it to myself. It's just, I want to talk about everything I see. But obviously I can't.
No, you certainly can't.
And I think we're going to have a little problem, Daddy. Because I'm really starting to feel guilty about lying to Jake. I don't know if I can do this much longer.
Charlotte.
Daddy, look, I know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me that my only chance to win Jake is to keep him by my side.
Exactly.
All right. I will. I will pretend that I'm blind for as long as it takes. But the thing is, Jake can't hide his feelings from me anymore.
What do you mean?
Daddy, I can see his face now. I can see when he's annoyed or distracted or frustrated. And I feel that he wants to be with Megan or with his friends or his family.
No, Charlotte, you don't know those things. You're assuming that because of your guilt.
Maybe. Maybe I am. I mean, he certainly has been so sweet to me, and I can see it when he's smiling at me.
I wish that you could have everything with absolutely no problems whatsoever. But Jake Harrison is someone who doesn't come to you easily. You're going to have to work hard to keep him with you. And Megan Gordon? She's developing a life of her own without him. And she doesn't even know it.
In other words, you're telling me that I have to be patient. I must be patient and swallow my guilt.
With your patience and my plan, your fondest dream will come true.
Well, there's nothing like spending a little time in a basement with pipes and boilers to remind a girl of her origins.
Well, that is true. Great-granddad was a chimney sweeper, wasn't he?
He was a... Darling, may I please go in the bathroom and clean up?
Of course, but you've got to tell me, did anybody else see you come in or go out?
No, nobody else did. Darling, how long do I have to remain invisible like this?
A couple of days or so, till your apartment gets painted.
Until my what gets what?
Till your apartment gets painted. Well, you see, I've got to stay close to Max. Renee has offered very kindly for me to stay here as long as I need to until the boiler is fixed. You see, but if you're seen back from Florida, then Max will want me to go and stay with you.
Yes, he will. Oh, but if my apartment's being painted... Yes, I see. Yes, and if I just go and sabotage your boiler once every couple of days, you could probably get to stay in the mansion for another week.
I know I'm desperate at the moment, Mother. Really, I do realize
Well, I'm glad you've discovered that finally. We've all known it for ages.
Fine. Do you have any other ideas?
Have you been on your knees?
What do you think? Of course I have. But all Max can talk about is divorce, separation. I was able to get him to be a Buchanan. Now he's able to accept it, but now I've lost him and the Buchanan fortune along with it.
Yes, a Buchanan. Of course, even if you did get back together, there's always that little secret in the background waiting to be discovered.
Yes. Yes, there is. But I will win him back. And I will become a Buchanan, and we will live happily and luxuriously ever after.
It's wonderful, darling. But how?
I don't know.
Still in there?
Get to the bathroom. Come in the bathroom. Just a minute. Max, I was just finishing getting dressed.
Well, you're certainly ready to greet the world, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Shall we go, or shall we stay here?
Listen, I've been downstairs working with Alex on a hotel merger for Asa. And I just talked to the repairman. Looks like he won't be able to find the part after all.
Oh, dear.
He's been calling around, and it seems like the part won't be ready today or whatever. So, at any rate, it looks like you and Al won't be going home today.
Okay. Have you told Al?
No, he's still outside with Asa.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, listen, with this boiler thing, if it drags on, what do you feel about moving in at your mother's? I mean, I know even though she's away, you still have a key, right?
Yes, I do. But the reason she went away for the holidays is because her apartment's being painted between Christmas and New Year's.
How convenient.
Max, I didn't have anything to do with that. Or the boiler.
No, of course not. Of course not. You're not responsible for anything that's wrong in my life right now, are you? Listen, do me a favor. Stay out of my way while I'm here.
Okay. How do I explain that to our son?
I'll explain it. And don't think you can get under my skin, because you can't.
You really are angry, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what betrayal does. It affects me. Now, I'm gonna find a lawyer and start divorce proceedings. Don't try to stop me, because you can't. You'll only embarrass yourself.
Well, I hadn't really realized how much trouble you're in until now. It doesn't sound like the sort of anger that's going to go away.
No. No, it doesn't. Don't you see, I've got to grasp for this opportunity. While we're under the same roof, I cannot go away from him or the Buchanans. I've got to win him back. Mom, please. Again, will you help me think of a new idea? Please.
Jake.
Hey, Tina.
Hi, I'm so glad you got my message. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, what's up?
Carlo Hesser is trying to make me think that I'm insane.
What makes you say that?
Well, okay, you tell me. He said that you're falling in love with Charlotte and that you're breaking up with Megan. Is that true?
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
Oh, you know, these two got some act going. He's been able to give her everything she wants her whole life, but he can't give her me, and that's driving him nuts. So, you know what he tries to do? He tries to build up her hopes, let her think that's going to happen. You know, I can't believe that this guy is going around telling you that, but it just kills me.
Well, he painted this really lovely picture of he and I and this baby going to the Riviera and having a really wonderful time, and then you and Charlotte show up with your kids.
One big, happy mob family.
But he's serious, Jake. I don't know what to do with him. He came here today and he tried to bribe me to break up with Cord. And then when I told him that I wouldn't, he threatened court actions against me unless I gave him visitation rights.
You know, that's the way Hesser works. If he can't buy you, he'll try to intimidate you. And if he can't do either one of those things, you don't fit in one of those categories, he doesn't know what the hell to do with himself then.
I wish we could just get rid of him. Wish he would just disappear. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that, well, that just might happen. I mean, it's a half-baked idea, but, it could happen.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Say a prayer.
Oh, I was just calling you.
I knew that. See, I knew it. That's why I'm here.
Well, did you check your schedule to find out when you can go to Washington with me?
Yeah, Alex, listen, I've given some more thought. I think that maybe we're really rushing things with this search for your dad.
Why?
Because look at the way they buried that Shadowman file the minute you started looking at it on the computer. See, Alex, they're on to you. They're going to be ready for you. You see?
So what? There's nothing I can do about that.
There is. We wait. For a few weeks, maybe even for a few months before we make our next move. That way they'll think that we've given up. That's when we strike.
Though I have waited for 10 years, I'm not waiting any longer. I have one lead to find my father, and I'm not going to let them bury it. I was hoping that you would help me. But if you don't want to, that's all right. I am going to Washington in the next day or two. And that's just all there is to it.